Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wheel of Horror. We're on some episode in the 20s right now, so let's just spin the wheel and see what we're going to get. And it is Hereditary. So thank you, Bill, for the suggestion, and let's get to the reveal. Hereditary was released in 2018 and was directed by Ari Aster in his film directorial debut. It stars Toni Collette, Millie Shapiro, Gabriel Byrne, and Alex Wolff, and is about a family haunted by the death of the matriarch of the family. Is it just grief, or is there something lurking that is much darker in the shadows? So this movie was suggested by Bill, so thank you so much, Bill, for suggesting this movie. It was such an amazing suggestion, and I watched it with a bunch of my friends, so I'm going to have them say what they thought in this little screen right here. You could see what they thought, and I'll pause the video, you can read some of them, but you can bring it back to me now. But let's start talking about this great movie. So, in terms of pros with this movie, the first one, and probably the best thing going for this movie, is Toni Collette. She puts on an amazing performance, and I think this is the best I've ever seen her. She has such a believable character that she creates, and you could just feel her grief and just her sadness, and there's so many scenes that she just absolutely steals the spotlight, even if it's supposed to be directed towards a different character. She's always doing the best. It never feels not genuine, her performance. Just every single scene she was in, I would just pay attention to her, because she definitely is the main attraction of this movie. So some other pros that I have is the cinematography. It is absolutely gorgeous. So many of the shots are beautiful. I just love the way that Ari Aster shot this movie and what he shows us, what he chooses not to show us. How little things will be in the background that he does want us to see, but he doesn't want it to be the main point of focus in that moment. And I'm mostly thinking about the third act, when we start following Toni Collette's son. Just pay attention to everything once that happens. And I promise you, you will not regret it, because there are so many cool things happening in the background that are out of focus, but you could see, and it is terrifying. The last big pro that I have with this movie is the mystery and suspense that it creates. I mean, what is eating away at this family? I mean, we know it's guilt, but some weird things are going on, and we don't know what it is. And Ari Aster knows that and does an amazing job of just giving us little pieces of information as it goes through the story. And it leads to such a nice buildup of tension, to where everything just releases in this third act, which now I'm going to go to the one con that I have with this movie, which is the final 15 minutes of this movie. I gotta say, I don't really like the way that ends, and I think the build-up to its final result is a little disappointing. I was hoping that something more would come out of it, and I feel like I came out with a little bit less than what I wanted. And props to Ari Aster that he did such an amazing job in that first act and second act and most of the third act. But it's just the final conclusion that I really don't like. And of course, I won't spoil it. And I do think that you should see it because, not everyone's going to agree. Some people could think it's the best ending. I personally don't really like the ending. And it takes away a little bit from me. So, keep that in mind if you want to keep that in mind. But I do 1000% recommend this movie. It's on Amazon Prime. Watch it. Not everyone's going to like it. It's a very weird concept, and it doesn't have your traditional scares and doesn't feel like a traditional horror movie. It's very story-based, and you have to pay attention to every single tiny little detail that there is. So, if you don't like that, then most likely you're not going to like this movie. But if you do love a mystery and looking at the little things and trying to figure it out, then this movie is for you. So, I'm going to give this movie an 8.25 out of 10. And like I just said, I do recommend it. Watch it with friends. It's a lot nicer talking about it and discussing what you watched, with them, and seeing if they agree with you, seeing if they caught the same things, and just some overall thoughts with the movie. So, thank you everyone for watching this review. Leave some comments down below if there's another movie you would like me to watch. But, let's flash forward to the next review.